So we're at Mayford Meadows in Woking, and we're doing this for Ranger Radio, which I know is a bit of a contradiction, as we're doing this. We're doing a video, but we thought we'd actually show exactly what you guys are doing here, because you're doing a river survey, aren't you?
Yeah, we're basically doing a river invertebrate sample,
right,
in what's known as the Riverfly Partnership methodology.
Okay.
So what we do is do a 3-minute kick sample, which is using a net on the riverbed,
Yep.
facing downstream, and we're basically disturbing the riverbed to see what's there, what's underneath.
Okay.
There's 8 species that we're looking for, and these are pollution sensitive species, so we get an idea that if they're not actually present, we know that potentially there's something, some sort of issue has happened on the stretch.
Right.
It's a fantastic way of pinpointing pollution issues, and it's a good way of keeping an overall sort of idea of how clean the river is as well.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you using those turkey basters for?
Okay, so what we've just done a 3-minute kick sample.
Right.
So what we've got quite a lot of detritus in here off the bottom, a few bits of gravel as well.
Yeah.
But we've also got all the invertebrates that we're looking for, and I've just seen, yeah, James, you've got one there, nice juicy mayfly larvae.
The middle one, does it matter?
In there, yeah. So this is the Danica mayfly, the one that's most common to these parts. We pick it up, and this is a real sort of pollution intolerant species. So
if there was any pollution here, it wouldn't survive.
Yeah, this they need high levels of oxygen. So, for example, if you had a sewage pollution incident,
yeah,
the oxygen would soon be depleted out of the water, and these guys would soon disappear. So, nice species to have in there. And I don't know how easily you can see on there, but a good ID on these is the gills on the back. You can see the gills moving around.
Okay.
On the back.
Right. So. We've got some real close-up here of these invertebrates.
Yeah, look at that.
And these are the guys that you see hatching en masse in May, obviously hence the name, and there can be absolutely clouds of them will fill the air when they all come out. They'll live in this form on the riverbed for 1 to 2 years, and the actual adult stages, they don't actually have any mouth parts, so they can't feed. They're purely there to reproduce, so it's all over in about a day.
Really?
So,
That's how long they last? Wow.
Yeah. So, but they'll have been on the riverbed for 1 to 2 years prior to that. So, it's go out with a bang almost.
Look, that's a great shot there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the detail on that.
Oh, we got 2 of them there.
These little miller's thumbs. We've got a spoon really. It's always good to get the fish out because they don't last quite as well.
Much bigger.
So what have we got here, Glenn?
So this is a miller's thumb, so commonly known as a bullhead. It likes living in these sort of gravelly habitats, and again, it's actually one of the, we find it very commonly in our samples here, but it is a species which is of concern in Europe. So it's good to see that we have relatively decent populations here on the way. This one, that's a really nice sample. It's quite stripy patterning on it. Okay, so that's your olive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another member of the what we call the upwind flies. So they're the mayfly family, and again another good indicator of water quality.
And there's something else there as well. What's that? A bloodworm?
That's a bloodworm. Yes. Yeah. That's another quite common. Not a clean water indicator though.
Right.
So not one we're after today.
Okay.
I can't get it to move.
Yes, I believe it is.
It is.
Yeah.
What is it?
This is a blue-winged olive.
Where is it?
James found it.
Yeah, should we get him? There he is. You see that? It's
Okay.
kind of on his back at the
I'll
moment.
put the macro on and see if we can see it up close.
So it's a blue-winged olive.
Blue-winged olive, that
And
one.
what's the difference between the blue-winged and the olive then?
Well, they're actually it's a different genus altogether. It's they're very distinctive in the way they move. That's how we ID them, isn't it? They've got this what they say,
Rocking horse.
yeah,
motion,
sort of
yeah.
rocking horse motion through the water column. So again, another one of our indicators that we're after today.
And what's that? What's it flickering on the back there? What's happening there?
Those are the gills again.
They're the gills. Oh right.
Yeah,
So that's how the animal's breathing underwater, is it?
yeah.
Catching oxygen
Yeah.
underwater.
So is that the front or the back?
That's the back.
It is the back, right.
Can you see the three tails on it?
Yes.
This is a real good indicator of the mayflies. Those three tails at the back,
Right.
and you see that on the adult flies as well.
Okay.
It's full of lots of little bits of detritus at the moment, so it's
Yeah.
looking quite
Bit mucky. Yeah. So judging by the number of invertebrates you've got from this kick sample, this a good indicator then that this water is very clean, right?
Yeah, so early indications are it's all looking good, and this whole stream in Woking, the Environment Agency do samples a bit further up, and they have a real good abundance of species up there. So we would hope that abundance obviously is similar further down, but as you get into more built-up areas, you've also got a lot more pressures through ditch lines entering. You've got pressures through sort of pipes entering, drainage pipes, and it only takes one misconnection, so one service pipe from someone's house to be rigged up to the wrong drain, and then you get pollution that can wipe out an area.
Or a leak.
Or a leak, yeah. One common thing that you often see is where washing machines plumbed into the storm drain.
Right.
So every so often, if you're walking on a river and you see a pipe with a lot of soapy scum underneath it, it's very likely that that's from someone's washing machine actually emptying out into the river.
Right. And would these species be sensitive to that even?
Well, some species are more sensitive to phosphate pollution than others.
Right.
So phosphate, generally you see the freshwater shrimp disappearing or their numbers going down, and of course our washing detergents use phosphates in them as one of the active ingredients. So that's why when that's heading into the stream, you'll get issues through. It can lead to excessive algal growth, so eutrophication of the waters as well. There's a big problem on our rivers at the moment with phosphate coming out of sewage works, because it's incredibly expensive to strip it out.
Right.
And so one of the major problems and issues we have to overcome on the rivers is to actually get the phosphate levels down to a decent level that is, good for the biodiversity of the river.
Okay.
And that is going to be through upgrading sewage works, through adding phosphate stripping, but obviously that's very expensive, and that's something the Way Landscape Partnership will be looking to address in future.
Okay. Great.